Polite Fiction Podcast. This is a show where we will focus on social and personal scenarios where the truth was the only way out, but pretending was the only way to get through. During this roundtable style conversation, we will examine why our culture have become uncomfortable with the truth and comfortable with the elephant staying in the room. We remember that we can't clean in the dark. I'm your host, Nakia Lindsay. You can follow me on Instagram at I am NAKIALI.
What's up? I'm Cameron, and I'm your co-host. You can follow me on Instagram at CJAYEE. All right, so today in the studio, we have two phenomenal guests. We're so excited. I guess they should introduce themselves, huh?
Yes. First, we have Mr. Jamal.
I'm Jamal Branch from Houston. Played basketball a little bit, still playing now. Free agent.
Nice.
Turn up.
Hoop
Man, a few
dream.
words. That's all right.
All right, and to the left of
That's
me.
okay. I'll take the words for you.
Go
My
ahead.
name is Mohini Sane. I'm an actress here in town. You can follow me on Instagram at MOHINISANE. That's my first and my last name. It's kind of hard to spell, but
One more
that's
time for the people who
Right,
slow.
right.
Come on.
Mohini Sane. So at MOHINISANE.
Nice. So
It's
follow
not
your
too
girl.
hard, but you know.
So I appreciate y'all for coming out.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Yes,
Thank
thank
you.
you. We're on the third episode of Polite Fiction. Are we
Yeah.
excited? Yes. So every episode we want to start with a little icebreaker. So for today's episode, we want to know, what is the scariest but painful moment of your childhood?
Oh no, Jamal, you go first.
But it was, you can laugh back at
But
it
was
now.
funny. But was funny now.
All right, all right. This is why I don't like dogs. So
Oh no.
I know. So it was when we were. I want to say like 8 years old. Me and my cousins, we were over at my auntie's house for a little birthday barbecue get together, whatever.
It's
And on
always
our
at a
way,
barbecue.
it's always
Always.
on our way to. Because we love to hoop, the family loved to hoop. So on the way, we had around the corner was a little park that we all went to, and on the way there, I'm the youngest one out of the out of my cousins and stuff. So we're all walking, and somehow I don't know, I'm clumsy. Shoes got untied, so I bent over to tie my shoe. And as we walking, it was a Rottweiler on the side.
Oh no.
Oh no.
So literally, I didn't see it until late. Because I'm little, I'm
Caught you
excited to go. I'm excited to go hoop, or whatever. So I'm tying my shoe, and I see them look up, and I see them. They saw this dog, the Rottweiler, and it was on the front porch, and so they just started taking off.
Everybody left you.
Everybody
Oh,
left.
no.
Started taking off. So
Literally be like-
literally,
Save yourself.
I couldn't even finish tying my shoe, so I took off, and it like ran from the porch, and so I'm looking back. While I'm running, I'm looking back while I'm running. Next thing you know, I turned around, ran into the telephone.
No.
And he wasn't on no leash?
And the crazy thing, the dog was on the leash.
Oh no.
And you running for no
I
reason.
know, yeah, exactly. So,
Oh no,
so,
that's
yeah.
terrible.
Gotta be
so
quicker than that.
literally, I messed up my whole left side of my face. I mean, it was bad.
Is that what the
this
scar
the
is?
No.
Oh,
He got his car still in the
There's
oh,
something
no.
else.
No, yeah, something else. Yeah, basketball related. But yeah, from that point, I was just like, you know what, dogs just not meant to be
Oh,
for
that's
me.
sad. I love dogs.
I know a lot of people.
I've been
I'm a
chased
huge
by a
dog
Rottweiler,
fan.
though.
Yeah.
Them
It's
things,
scary.
they ain't
I'm
nothing to
telling
play
you,
with.
It's the
Rottweilers?
Yeah.
I feel it's like the owner and how you raise your
Yeah, it's the
dog,
group,
you
how
know?
you-
Y'all
Yeah.
love to say that.
Hey,
Right,
y'all,
I know,
It's true
I
It's
know.
though.
your
Like
kid.
pit bulls, it's the same thing.
No.
It can
yeah.
turn on you at any
I've
I
seen
believe
a
it.
pit bull just.
You never seen all those videos
They
where like
just
the
like
pit bulls like
kids.
licking on the like
Okay,
the
that's
baby
one
and stuff.
day.
Like they're sweet.
But the
like,
next day they
Right,
can attack.
exactly. That's what I'm saying. All it takes is just one thing to turn that dog.
and that's it.
And that's it.
That's how I feel about ramen. No, I'm just kidding. No.
So what about you, Mo?
Some bad ramen. I have a similar story. So when I was little, like, I don't know, I've always been out of the shell since I was a little kid. I make friends with strangers, you know. So
Oh no.
I do, and so
Do you want some candy?
No, there was never any like big white buses involved. We're
Okay,
good. But like,
good.
but I was little and I played with the kids on the street and we play hide and seek. And so like one day we played Nerf War. And so we'd grab these big Nerf guns and we'd divide into teams. And it'd be like, whoever gets hit 5 times, you're out. Last man standing wins, right?
Yes.
So I'm over here shooting, like I'm killing everybody off. I'm
Ooh,
winning.
competitive.
And, absolutely. So I'm hiding behind trees, whatever. And half of my I feel like I was like a 60%. Let's just hide and hope everybody else gets killed off. And the rest
Right,
of
so
me
you
is
be
like,
the
cool,
last-
I'm going to shoot. When no one's looking. So that's what it came down to is me and one of my other friends. He was the other guy left on the other team. I'm turning around, I'm shooting, I'm hiding. Next thing I know, I get up to go run, and I'm shooting. But at the point where I went straight into a tree as well. I did, face forward into the tree, forehead. It was
Looking.
horrible, and the worst part about it is I didn't win.
Uh-huh.
No. I didn't win.
The truth
But on
stumped
top of
your
that,
game.
no, really, I did. And I had this bump on my head, y'all, for a hot minute. And I had to go to school the next day, and it was time for
And that's the
classroom
thing,
photos.
why would our parents make us go to school after
Right.
something like that?
You know
You
what?
can't never get a day off.
It
Right.
doesn't matter. I grew up in an Indian household. Education is
You're
first. I don't
going
care
to
what you
school.
look like.
No
Right,
question.
exactly.
Better get them A's.
There's no winning. And then we had class photos the next day as well. So if you go back, and my mother probably has it in an album because she keeps everything. There is a little brown girl in an album with a giant mound on her head.
Oh, no.
Yes.
Crazy.
For sure. It was terrible, but things happen.
We still
Right.
here.
I've
we
become
can-
more cognizant of my surroundings.
Absolutely.
Okay, Cameron.
So it's one story that sticks out for me, and this was actually a really painful to go through.
Yeah.
But I think I was 11 or 12. But I just want to at first ask, did y'all know your nipple can grow back?
Wait, what?
Like your nipple.
What?
Nipple.
Okay.
So
No, it can't.
so
No,
this is how this went down.
Interesting.
One of my friends in the neighborhood, he was riding my bike, and I had what are they called?
A bike.
Where you can pegs, right? Peg stand? No, not peg stand.
Kickstand.
Kickstand.
No, things
Tricycle.
that go on your bikes you can carry, so someone can ride with you.
Oh.
A peg. A peg.
Peg, that's what I was
Yeah,
saying.
a
yeah,
peg,
yeah.
uh-huh.
I
peg
get you.
stand.
Oh,
Yeah.
So you have
Yeah,
an extra
a peg.
person.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I let him
We
ride my
old,
bike.
y'all.
And he
Yeah.
was pegging me, and he was going as fast as he could down the street. And then there was a speed bump, and so he hit the
Mm-mm.
speed bump, and I flew off
And your nipple came off?
Oh, no.
in midair. No, I'm kidding.
Oh, no.
I flew, and then I landed arms out, legs out, straight on the street, and I bounced up, hit the street again, and slid all the way.
Oh, no.
And so
you
I
poor
went
thing.
I know some
home,
skin came
and
out.
I was
no.
I
Nipple.
looked at my body, and my nipple was gone. And I was
But
like,
you got
"Yo."
nipples now.
Yeah, it grew back.
I didn't know nipples could. I didn't know
I didn't
nipples
know that
could
either.
grow
That's
back.
interesting.
Maybe they
I
don't.
thought nipple,
maybe I
one
was
nipple,
seeing
and you out.
things, but my skin was long gone all over my chest.
Oh, no.
And it was embarrassing.
Cameron, I think your nipple was probably still
It
there.
was probably still
Just
there. He just didn't see it,
Overreact.
It was covered in dirt.
Shoot. It grew back. I like that story. Baby.
Yeah. Like a reptile.
Okay, so I have a funny story because back in the OOs and the O1s when we did the little mohawk style, you braid some hair on this side and you
And leave
braid
the other
this,
side out.
and curl the top,
Yeah.
So I used to always do my own hair.
Cute.
And I had the rubber band in my mouth because when you braiding it, I was like, I'm just put it in there. You just grab it up when you done.
Right.
I had it in my mouth, and I think I was watching Martin at the same time.
Of course.
Something funny happened, and I laughed, and the rubber band went straight down my throat. I was like, and
Oh
I
my
was in the room by myself. So I was like, I'm finna die.
Oh,
of
no.
something funny because I play too much. I'm always laughing.
No.
So I knocked on my aunt's door, and I was knocking, and I think she was asleep. For some reason, maybe she had just got off work. I don't know, but she was asleep, and I was knocking, and she opened it. Why you knocking on my door? I was like,
Dying.
I'm tired. And she just patted my back. So yeah, I almost died. Had no help. Eventually it came up
no.
on its own.
Dang.
So it was scary, but now that I think that was kind of funny.
You got another chance, girl.
a couple.
You
I was
know?
telling Cameron too. I
It's time to
choked on
get-
Annihilator too one
You-
time.
on a
laughing, laughing. The full Annihilator had
Eat
just
your
started
food
sucking them.
first.
That was your problem. You were eating now later. I didn't even know they still existed.
They do,
What,
they
like,
do.
yeah,
Oh,
really?
yeah.
They
Like,
existed
yeah.
They go
then.
hard.
Oh, those flavors were nasty.
No, they wasn't.
Not
Sweet.
banana.
You s- oh,
No.
Banana was the worst.
Mm, Laffy Taffies. That's my thing.
Yes.
Was it? Okay.
That's fire.
So we're gonna get into our topic.
Yes, let's do it.
Yes. So we just want to know from you guys, as far as like success. So we know like we're building our empire, our legacy for ourselves. But how do you want that to look for you, as far as how you treat other people, how you want people to treat you? Do you still want to be, I'm down to earth, I'm cool, I'm not changing up? Or do you feel like as you grow, you do want to change, or you want people to change how they view you and how they connect with you and meet you and talk to you, as you grow? So, co-host, you can go first.
Oh,
Okay.
I'm gonna go.
Y'all, I'm picking, point them out, point them out.
I would love to say that I would be down to earth and stay the same. I think I made mention of this earlier. I definitely feel like it just depends on the people, how I would respond to just certain things. Like I always vision like, wow, okay, like a Hollywood movie actor. Like honestly, I would be rude to the paparazzi. Like that's something I don't like.
Cam, you're not here for the paparazzi.
I'm not here
People
for
all
that.
up in your face all
Yeah,
the time.
tabloids. Just like
No.
I don't know. I really feel like if you know me, then you know me, and that's just
Right.
what it is.
Mm-hmm.
And then like I would, hope to God would just point out the right people that would come around me, so I could like handle them accordingly.
So Cam want a spirit of discernment regardless.
Yeah,
Right.
regardless.
Yeah.
So like I said,
Mhm.
you're gonna get treated just
Yes.
depending on how I feel about you.
What about normal people? What about starstruck people? They just come up to you like,
No, that's different. That I'd be humble about.
Look
it.
at how he
what
smiled.
if they
when
throw
he
their
did.
panties on you? What you gonna do, Cam?
Look at how he smiled when he said he
Flee,
got too
because
excited.
I'm a man of God.
Resist the devil and he will flee. Resistance.
Run. You better run from those devils.
No, I think to get to where you want to be, you definitely have to just be humble about it.
For sure.
It's not really a dog eat dog world. I don't want that mindset. I don't want it at all.
What about you, Miss Mohini?
I think if it ever happens, I had this conversation with a friend the other day, and I don't think I want to be like famous. Like I'm not looking to be like who's famous right now?
Who's famous?
I'm like
Like
a Viola Davis
yeah.
or whatever. I'm not looking for it. Like to be honest with you, like I would be. Well, the question was that I had earlier was, what would be your role if you could have any role you could ever have in your life? I want a reoccurring role on a sitcom. Like that's it. Like I want to make sure for the next 7 seasons I got a paycheck coming in.
Hello.
Right.
You know?
I'm an actress.
And
That's what I
I'm
do.
doing what I love. Comedy is my forte. That will be my first thing I put forward. And if I'm ever like famous, I think I'm gonna treat people the exact same way. My brother and I used to talk about when we were little, and we were like, when we make it big, because we got to speak things into existence, right?
Right. You better speak it.
When we make it big, and I go to the MTV Awards, I'm gonna wear my breakaway Adidas warm-ups, like whatever, and some sneak and some chucks or whatever. But now that's obviously changed. If Vera Wing approached me and said, "Hey, I have a dress for you to wear to the Grammys," you better believe she's gonna get all my measurements.
Okay.
And I'm going to be wearing.
I'm gonna
that
be
dress.
fly. I'm gonna be low key, but I'm
gonna
be
look
fly.
great. But I think me and my personality and perspective is everybody's here to win. Like there's too much success out here that not everybody. It's here for everybody.
Yes.
So I'm never gonna treat anybody different than whatever. I'm trying to be like Obama. I'm gonna treat the VP all the way to the janitor like the
Come
exact
on.
same person. I think. But that's always been my mindset. Even when I was younger, I used to do a lot of commercials when I was younger too, and like I don't want to ever treat anybody different. I think with the problem when people could become different is money. Like money changes people.
Do you feel like do people, as they get more money, more fame, more success, do they become different, or do more so how people
around.
view you and people around you?
It's a little bit of everything. Like it's like, okay, hey, I have the money now. I don't know. The way I grew up, I was poor my whole life, y'all. So like, I know whenever I do, let's say I get like $1 million check, the mindset and the instill that my parents have put in me is 30% of that paycheck's going in savings. Like it doesn't matter.
30.
Yeah, whatever. And aside from that, I do think money changes a lot of people, but it's also the keeping up with the Joneses factor and having the need to, okay, this guy drives a Maserati and I'm over here in my Honda Civic. Like, oh, okay, I need to go and one up myself or whatever it is. And it's unfortunate. Like, I mean, to me it is. But, you know, a lot of people get in that groove and that it just becomes this very superficial lifestyle that you sometimes even forget who you really are. Like, I doubt the Kardashians know who they are anymore.
Oh.
You know what I mean? So,
who knows?
Yeah, you know.
They're black women.
Like, they have no idea who they are anymore and what reality really is, you know? So, yeah, I think that has a lot to do with that. For
yeah.
Sure.
What about you, Jamal? Jamal's in a different area. You're in sports, and, you know, we're all in the media. So how have you dealt with that?
So to go off of your last question, I think it's different with everyone when you say, will they change? Just because some people grew up with nothing, and if they have something, they say that they good person, they go treat everybody well. All right, what would they do when they have the money and everyone starts asking them how would they feel?
Exactly.
It'll take a toll on them, and they'll kind of react differently, I believe. And that's how I've came across some friends that have acted that way. But for me, I think I'm in a different situation. I had a little bit of a spotlight growing up and in college and playing in a little at the pro level for a little.
He was that dude.
So it changed for me. I grew up in a really, really crazy situation. I mean, being in Kansas City, Missouri, I witnessed a lot growing up. I mean, from a lot of murders happening right in front of me to a lot of drug deals, everything that was going on. So I was raised up around that. And for me, the only way out was through sports. That was something I saw peace in and something I went to get out of that reality of what was going on around me. So everyone kind of seen that in me at a very young age, and so that's why we made the move to come to Texas to get in a better situation, and better education and everything like that. And when I moved to Texas is when I really started to experience the attention, because when I left Kansas City, Missouri, I was actually the #1 player in the country.
Oh, wow.
Turn up to the #1
my
player.
age group. So in Texas, everyone knew me.
Yeah.
And I was new. And so being that I had to grow up so fast, it matured me very much. Yeah, very quickly. And so for me, I was always a family guy, so I always stayed home. Even in college, now to this day, I never really went out. I don't go clubbing.
Yeah, he ain't got no media.
Yeah, I don't have anything. I was
Low key.
Yeah,
look at Mohini. She look like y'all can't see, but she giving him the low eyes. Like, why you ain't got no social media?
I could not have media. That would be wonderful. But unfortunately, in our industry,
and
we
have to have
right,
media.
Absolutely,
We
absolutely.
just
and I don't see a problem. I mean, I like social media. I will get it back eventually.
It's just consuming.
But enjoy your time.
Very time
consuming.
Enjoy your time.
Enjoy your vacation.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Nothing but the shade room.
It ain't nothing but gossip.
Right.
That's it.
But throughout college or throughout high school, even I was #1 player in Texas and stuff. So I got a lot of attention. And at first, I didn't know how to deal with it until I moved to Dallas my last 2 years of high school, and that's when I became really close with my mentor, who I believe God sent him to change my life completely. And so I started to see the bigger picture of everything. And when I got to the professional level, it wasn't so much about me anymore. It was so much about others.
That's great.
And so that's kind of changed my whole mindset. When I was at a young age, I wanted to, make a lot of money, have this big house, have big cars.
The American dream.
Yeah,
Right?
exactly.
It don't
exactly.
exist, y'all.
American
It don't
dream.
exist.
Exactly. And as you begin to live life and go through things, I think the biggest thing is just I feel like we're all gifted with toolboxes. We're all gifted with a lot of tools in our toolbox. It's just about using those toolboxes and spreading your wings. And it's time to go back and fly home. So it's all about giving back to and with this younger generation, especially with the social media and everything now.
It's a lot of pressure.
Exactly.
For sure.
Absolutely. So now for me, it's about just going back into communities and stuff and helping them achieve their dream and strive to whatever they want to go to. So
That's great.
Yeah. So with this topic, I kind of had two different outtakes on it as far as like on a personal standpoint and social. Like for personal, I've always been that type of person. It's like, if I do life with you, then we do life together. Mm-hmm. And if I don't do life with you, then we don't.
Right.
And sometimes I'm already like standoffish just as my whole personality type of thing, where it's just like, you know, if I come to the room, either I'm sitting like in the middle so I could just focus, or if it's going to be like a group of, you know, about us, like an acting class, I'm go to the far left. You know, that's just like,
why the far left?
I don't know. That's my
not the right, not the right, not the middle, but
not
the
the
left.
right, the left. That's my comfort space. But I think on a personal level, I don't think the way I groom my relationships will change. So I can only pray that as I grow, people will still understand me as a person and my own personality. And that if I do life with you, I do life with you. Right. And if I don't, like, we're acquaintances, I can be cool with everyone and personable and funny and nice. But if I don't do life with you, you won't know anything personal about me. I think that's one thing that sometimes like fans and stuff, they get it confused. Like, you don't know me personally because we don't do life together. Right. You don't know what I like. Right. You don't know what I dislike. Right. You know. But on a social standpoint, I always want to be giving back and reaching out to other people. I want people to talk to me normal. Like, just if you see me, come up to me and have a conversation. Sure. I do want to help. I want to be an investor. I want you to tell me what your idea is. But, you know, you can't just come up and be like, oh, my gosh, this is... I'm like, okay, I get that, but let's get past that. Maybe we can have a deeper, in-depth conversation if we're in a vicinity for it, you know, on a social standpoint. But I think a lot of people get that misconstrued kind of. I always say I want to be like Adele. I just want to put stuff out and go back in my corner.
Right.
That's it. I just want to 21, 25, and 30. Like, I want to go back. Because she does that really well with, you know, class. She'd come out, do some stuff, do some concerts,
and then disappear.
And you don't see nothing else from her on a personal standpoint, you know? And that's just the personal. But socially, you know, we were talking earlier. I said, I may not be on social media. I may have somebody handling that account. Because I really didn't want to be on here in the first place. So that's the biggest thing. It's just finding that balance of, you know, pouring into your community or wherever you come from or whoever you're around. One thing I was looking at, like with Nipsey Hussle, you know, I feel like he did really good trying to give back to his community. But someone like when you come from a more hood background and a harder background, what I was talking with Cam, it's hard to go back sometimes.
Sure.
Like, you can't go back. You can give back, but I can't go back.
Sure.
Type of thing. Like, I'm like, the best thing you can do is when they try to gentrify that location is to give some money to it. Because if you go back, a lot of times you will get shot. You know, like you will get killed. Because of jealousy and all this type of stuff. But a lot of times, it's people who knew you from your neighborhood and from when you weren't all that you come to be. But like, even for me, as I grow, it's like, I never want you to be envious of me because you can do everything that I can do. But I also need you to recognize that we never did life together. So why are you so attached to something that we never did?
That's true, though.
You know what I'm saying? That's so, you know, with success, we want to stay humble. But I think, which hopefully we'll be touching back on this when I'm successful and famous.
Which you will be.
Which, you know, speaking into existence. But I think that because I've just not had any, it's different when you ain't had nothing. And when you go to something, I already know the struggle of it all. And I know that I really don't put a lot of emphasis on money. Money is, I always say this every day, money is everything and nothing at the same time.
Absolutely.
You know, recognition, it's like doing what I love. I want to do it. And it doesn't matter what I get for it or who I become or who recognize me. It's because I'm following my dream more so rather than looking for affirmation, you know?
Yeah.
So that's one thing.
I left my 6-figure job to pursue acting. So if I really wanted money, I would have just stayed where I was. You know,
I would go get money.
I worked for some really great companies. My resume looks wonderful. If I ever decide to go back to like corporate America, but I left to pursue my dream. So it doesn't matter what kind of money is coming in as long as I'm doing what I love. If you're doing what you love,
and that's what I was just telling you earlier. When I talk to people, I just tell them to do what they love doing.
Do what you
have
because
to.
You only get to live once. We're meant to enjoy life.
Exactly.
Going through life through the motions all because you're trying to make a lot of money.
Yes. Don't let money be your defining factor.
Right.
Type of thing. I told my job, they like, you can get unlimited hours. I'm like, no. I feel like you can give me $1 billion, but if you don't say I got some time,
Right.
I don't want it.
Mm-hmm.
I need time
Right.
and money, because, you know, I can have all time and then don't have the money to do nothing. But I need money and time. I need both. And I feel like when you're walking in your passion and you doing something that you love, you know, I could be a full-time podcast. I'm be okay with that. But I'm even still going to take a break from it,
Right.
because you always need, like, I said probably 1 year when I'm like 40, I want to go be like a monk in China with no social
real?
media. Yes.
Oh, I don't know
She
about
has
all
like,
said
leave
that.
me
this.
like,
I don't know
She
about all
has
that,
said this.
but,
I gave her the same reaction.
I'm gonna cut all my hair off. And
Look,
have,
you're
like,
gonna get there and you're gonna be a weekend and be like, look,
I'm ready to go
where's
home.
the city?
No, I ain't
Where's
coming
the
to visit.
Right.
I have to go.
Come on
I
now. I
ain't
want to be
coming
in
to
a
visit.
temple. I want to do yoga. I want to be sitting on my head. You
Well,
know?
they have 3-day retreats for that as well. You know that, right?
I'm not the 3-day retreat. I'm gonna do that first, y'all. I'm a baby
Yeah.
still.
See,
Let's
you
baby
can do
steps
it
here.
first,
Yeah,
I can do
let's
it.
take our
Baby
time
like,
with
y'all,
it.
I'm ready.
Just don't go in there cold turkey. Please.
Right.
Right.
Don't give up your citizenship.
Yeah, I miss my moms.
Exactly.
Can't call her.
Exactly.
Y'all right. Y'all
Exactly.
gonna come visit me. Don't do that.
I'm-
Don't do that. I'm gonna be in the mountains somewhere. Come
it's
on.
funny.
Right.
It's funny y'all say that because I actually my first year out of college, I was in Slovakia and Poland.
Slovakia.
Yeah, exactly.
Were you really?
Yeah, I was there playing ball.
You were playing ball?
Hey.
Yeah.
Oh,
and
wow.
I mean,
He international, y'all.
He is
Right.
a national.
Google me, baby.
So I was the first time out of college. I'm like, look, I'm fine. I'll go out there and play basketball.
It's
You know,
whatever.
I go out there for a year. I'm good. A year ain't nothing. Man, came 2 weeks. I was ready to go.
I'm ready to go to America.
Right.
I'm ready to
He
touch
was
down.
sick.
It's
Right.
a lot to get
Honestly.
acclimated to, I'm
Oh,
sure.
my goodness.
Yeah.
Because it's just
Right, because I can't
totally-
even spell Slovakia.
You
Like, let
know?
alone
Right,
go
that's
there.
what I'm saying.
Like,
And
I
then
don't know
people
where it is.
They don't speak good English there. What really got me was when I was in a grocery store and I was trying to ask them for milk. And they wouldn't understand. So it got to a point where I had to say "moo."
Oh,
like-
no. And they understood.
Right, and they finally understood it. Yeah. So I was just like, man, you know, this is for me. So I ended up.
This
going
is
back
not for
home.
me.
I figured, huh?
That's my biggest
Yeah.
worry. Just even like traveling to Europe or something. Like, what am I gonna eat? That's my biggest issue.
Nah,
See,
and
if
you
go-
know
if-
I'm
if you go
picky.
to a good
Europe
like,
is expensive,
area,
man.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
actually was. I travel overseas a lot during the summer when I have time. But I mean, if you go to like Spain, Italy, like all them places, all the good places, you'll be fine because they speak English and they got good
Okay,
food.
bet.
You'll be fine. But I
Okay.
remember being in Europe and we got a sandwich, right? And it was like 2 pieces of bread, a small piece of meat, and like maybe half a piece of lettuce. And it was like $10.
See,
And it was
Now, you
teeny
know,
tiny.
We,
I need my good old
we think
Subway.
in America, we like
But
to.
here's the they
I need
they
more.
probably understand portions better than we do, maybe. You
No,
know?
they do. We are the most okay. They feed us crap. We don't. We
Where
don't
they-
have good
they
health
set
care.
us
We
up to
don't,
die.
we don't.
Well,
They
another
setting us
good
up
thing,
for
though,
failure.
is overseas, like our restaurants, like McDonald's, overseas is
They
a lot
different.
fresher.
Exactly.
It's
Totally
so
different.
So it's more like 10
star.
You go to McDonald's in
Right,
India.
exactly.
McDonald's in India, it's like chicken tikka masala. Majority of the menu is like vegetarian.
Right? They got
Totally
egg rolls.
different.
Like,
Yeah,
Right.
totally different.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
different.
different.
It's
It ain't
different.
right. In my international
But it's a good
course,
different.
We went over that. Like Coca-Cola ain't as sweet
Oh,
in other
no.
places.
Right.
And it tastes like crack.
Right.
Yes.
Hey, you know, I don't even drink soda.
Right.
Like, when you drink a Coca-Cola, when you don't drink soda,
Mm.
it's like
That's-
your ancestors feel
Right.
You're silly.
deep down in your spirit. Like, it gets to bubbling up. Like,
Right.
It's
are
that McDonald's
silly.
Sprite.
Uh-uh.
Man,
ooh, McDonald's Sprite be the
It-
strongest
it hit
thing.
different.
You are
It
silly.
hit different when it's out the machine. For real. So I just have a quick little, you know, I don't know, wager. Not a wager.
A wager.
Not a wager.
What is this?
Question. That's
oh, okay.
all.
So like rapid fire type?
Nah,
Oh,
nah,
okay.
nah.
And go.
We're just gonna go back something similar to our first episode. Like right now, what is the quote for your life?
Oh no. You go.
Okay, now can we point out that Mohini said she had all the words earlier, and
No,
every
no,
time
no,
it's
no.
hard.
Right.
You the man,
Right.
go first.
Right. Exactly.
No.
Mr. Jamal.
Quote.
Like currently in our life or just like in general?
Either one.
Okay.
You want to go first?
Well, okay,
I guess, yeah.
Mohini, okay.
No, would you
Uh,
like to go first?
Would you like to go first, Nakia? Go. What's your quote? Is it the
Yeah, 'cause
same?
That's a good one.
Nah, that wasn't even it. That's a good one though. What would be my quote for my life? So I try to listen to inspirational things in the morning because life is hard. But I heard something and he was like, when the world is against you, climb.
Climb.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Mm.
So that's one thing that I've really been taking into at this moment. A lot of people, they don't support your dream. They don't support what you want to do. And when I feel like, I'm just alone because I've been battling with that, feeling like, you're all by yourself.
Right.
It's just like climb. So keep your eye on what it is that you want to do.
Absolutely.
Because I feel like that can be my only happy place.
Mm-hmm.
Like doing this, doing acting, just, giving myself to the things that are more important to me. Because I find myself, I'm working, I'm giving so much to build somebody else's stuff, their
Right.
business, their legacy.
Do it
but
for
I,
you.
yeah, but I have
Yeah.
nothing, and even your job can turn their back on you. They don't care about you. They don't care you want to do nothing.
Just another
They
number.
don't care if you need to be off early.
Right.
They don't care if you know, say if you book this role and you need to be off. They don't care about that because it's not building them. But I can't let that stop what I want to do and where I want to go. So when everyone else their back is against me, I'm going to climb.
Mm-hmm.
I love that.
Period.
That's
Mohini.
All right. Well, I have two quotes, and I
Okay.
actually grabbed them off Instagram like a couple weeks ago. That I always screenshot everything I see, like on inspirational stuff, and
True.
keep it in my phone. And then I probably have like 5,000 photos of quotes.
So
But,
I ain't got no storage
um,
now.
But one of them I really liked, and I don't have children yet, but it's stop buying your kids what you never had and start teaching them what you never knew. And I think that resonates with me really well. And the other one I really loved was, what is it? It was along the words of, when things change inside you, things change around you. So basically what I'm trying to do at this point in my life is better myself. I don't have a significant other in my life, but I'm worried more about myself and what can I do to make my life better, and focus on my
That's
career.
all right, Mohini. We're
and
going
all
to get a
that.
man this year.
No, I don't want one. Like,
You
I
don't?
really
I
don't.
want one. Y'all,
Yeah,
if y'all
I-
listening, if you a big fine man that love the Lord. I'm just playing.
I don't. I think, and I mean, I get asked out on dates here and there, but I literally, the last guy who asked me out, I was like, look, I'm not dating right now. I'm sorry.
Right.
And that was it. And but I think I'm more focused on myself and my career and just stacking my cash.
That's it.
Worried about my
Run
career.
it up.
What are we going to book? And becoming the most best role model for myself, that if I do meet somebody and have kids, I'm going to be a good role model for them.
Yes, to be a
You know what I
whole
mean?
person.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that's huge for me right now, is just working on myself.
Yes.
Yeah.
Shout out to working on yourself.
You have to always.
Always.
Go ahead,
We're
Jamal.
all
Were
like-
you on Instagram
Don't be
looking for a
looking.
quote?
He ain't got no
He
social
ain't got
media.
no
on
amnesia.
Google.
Yeah,
He
you
on
were.
Google, y'all.
He heard me. He goes, "Oh, you on Instagram? Okay, cool.
Oh, let me research.
Yeah,
Mr.
no,
No
I'm
Social
sure.
Media.
Quotes.
Mr. No Social
We
Media.
playing, y'all. He had his quote in his head.
Yeah, no, I mean, it might sound a little cliche, but it's just everything that I've been through. One thing that always stuck, and being that my grandmother was a huge part of my life until she passed away.
Sorry.
And one thing that kind of just stuck with me is just to trust God.
Hey.
There you go.
It's
Yeah.
the number one quote.
Right, and for me, that always stuck with me because I had so much thrown at me at a very young age. I mentioned how blessed I was to, have the attention in basketball, have the skill set in basketball. Like I said, I was thrown by a lot of stuff, and one thing that always stuck with me was to just trust God. And school and this time that I'm a free agent right now, where I'm not playing, and I didn't get picked up this past year. It's just trust God through any and everything. And it's another thing that Torrin Wells always says is like at the I gotta look up the
Go
quote.
ahead, now. He got his
I know,
phone, y'all.
You gotta get it.
I gotta
You
look
gotta
up the quote. Yeah.
Right.
No, we need help.
It's okay. Yeah.
He said, on the mountaintops of life, we must learn to bow low and in the valleys of life, we must learn to stand tall.
Hey,
I love it.
Come on.
I love it.
And so that also stuck with me too, because you get mountaintops of life and you get valleys and stuff. And it's I think for me, my biggest thing is what to do in the valley.
Yeah.
So,
Up.
and that's stand tall and just trust that
Right.
God is surrounding what's surrounding you. So
Let everything fall into place the way it's supposed to.
Yes.
absolutely.
I'm with it. Do you have?
I'm basic because the first quote that just popped into my head was treat others how you want to be treated.
Hey,
Golden rule.
That
That's the
golden rule, and that
golden-
thing
yeah.
is stuck.
Absolutely.
Like I'm so thankful for schools instilling that in
Oh my
people
goodness.
Right.
because
what school you go to?
my elementary.
Yeah, they didn't teach me
They
that.
didn't teach y'all
They-
that?
No,
Oh,
they didn't.
really?
They
I
told me
wish
put
they
that
would
down.
have.
Don't
But you
do
knew
that.
it was the
Yeah.
golden rule.
No,
That's what they call it.
but I feel like I learned
No,
it from.
that's in
I feel
life.
like I learned it from like Sesame Street or PBS. Or
Yeah.
something. Like,
Oh,
you
no.
know,
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, school.
Yeah.
I mean, if I don't know, have y'all read the book? It's everything you learn in life, you learn in kindergarten.
No.
But that's
You should
I-
read
I
it.
agree,
It
yeah.
it talks a lot about that.
Really?
Yeah, treat people as how you're supposed to be treated.
Cool. I'm gonna see if it's on
Right.
Audible.
If you want
Yeah, it
respect,
is.
Yeah, is it?
you better
okay.
get it.
It's on
Give
Google
it.
Book.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
Cameron.
that was pretty much the quote.
That was good.
So I just really quick before we wrap up,
Yeah.
I just kind of do like a rapid fire.
Rapid fire,
So-
rapid,
Go for
rapid,
it.
rapid.
So Mohini, you're the first victim.
Oh God.
You've been putting it off all day.
I got 3 quick questions for you to answer.
Bum, bum, bum.
So first, favorite food.
My favorite food is sushi.
Okay. Favorite artist, singer.
I'm currently hooked on nobody.
Rapid fire, Mohini.
Rapid fire.
Rapid fire.
I mean, like, if you hop in my car right now, the only thing I really listen to is '90s music. So I don't listen to what's on the radio right now. I have no
Okay.
idea. So Aaliyah.
Okay.
Aaliyah.
All right. And favorite season.
My favorite season is winter because Christmas is around the corner. Everybody's bright and cheery and everything. I love lights and
Ice
all
me
that
out.
stuff. Yeah.
All right. Jamal.
All right.
All right. Favorite food.
Favorite food.
Rapid fire.
Spaghetti.
Okay.
He
Favorite
basic,
artist,
y'all.
singer.
Toby Nwigwe.
Toby
Okay,
and
Toby, he's
Weeway.
He's fired. All right. And favorite season.
I would say the same.
Really?
Yeah, winter, Christmas. it
can't
just
beat
puts
everybody being so
yeah,
happy.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Everyone's in a good
I think
mood
we're all gonna
during that time.
Nakia.
Okay.
Okay, ready? Favorite food.
Pizza.
Favorite artist, singer.
Her.
Okay. Favorite season.
Spring.
So you want to ask me?
Yes.
Her.
You wanna
Hold
ask
on,
me?
who's the
Her.
favorite? Who's her?
Yeah, what's
Oh my
her?
gosh,
She's
he ain't on the
she-
media, y'all.
She's an R&B singer.
Can you
Is
focus
she new?
on me? No.
Can
Well, I
Can
would
you,
say,
can you keep singing? I don't think I remember who that is.
baby, can you focus?
If you know Daniel Caesar, she's on one of his songs.
just
Okay.
You haven't listened to him yet?
Uh-uh.
Mm.
Daniel Caesar.
Well, she's new.
That's something
She's
you
new.
got YouTube.
She's
You don't
new.
need
All
social
right,
media.
so
for that.
someone to throw in my.
I'm
She's
always on
she's
YouTube
new
too,
to
so.
mainstream. She been putting in work, y'all. She been
All
putting
right.
in work.
Okay.
All right.
Cam, favorite food?
Burgers.
Burgers. You.
Burgers.
Favorite artist?
Division.
Favorite season?
Oh, winter.
Yeah.
Y'all cold out
Who's
these
Division?
streets.
Division is an R&B artist.
Yeah,
Okay.
he's good.
Is he new?
Jamal, do you only listen to Christian music?
No, I
Oh,
I
okay.
listen to everything.
It's vibey. They
It's,
vibe.
it's like very
it's-
I grew up
vibey.
on pop, so it's like
I like
Oh,
Lizzo.
I
Oh,
didn't
okay.
know about that.
That's a new artist I found.
Lizzo?
Lizzo, Lizzie. She's actually from like Mo City or something, but she has like very women like empowering music.
Okay.
Yeah, I really like her.
Is it rap or
It's a mix of like R&B and rap. Yeah.
R&B and rap?
Mhm.
Okay.
I'm an R&B person.
So we got new.
So I
I
can't
like
take
R&B.
trap.
I
I
like
can't-
R&B.
My
Yeah.
I can't
spirit-
listen to the
my
I
trap.
gotta
Yeah.
have substance. I gotta have substance. when I
Right.
rap.
You
Thank
know, I
you.
just want to
Thank
listen.
you.
Like the lyrics have to make sense.
Listen to
yeah,
her.
yeah.
I can't hear
Listen
about
to
drugs
her.
all
She
day.
H-E-R. It's
He's like, listen
Her.
to who? To her.
her.
To
I
who?
know, that's what I'm
Her.
thinking. It's like favorite
And then
artist,
there
he
was this
like her.
guy.
I'm like, who's that?
This guy came out and he called himself Him.
Him.
And he did like the remix.
Oh my gosh. And I don't think she
song.
liked that he did
Wow.
that, but it's beautiful.
Is
it's
it?
so beautiful. Listen,
Mm.
it's H-I-M and H-E-R.
They have, like,
Put the dots in
periods
them.
between
yeah.
the letters.
Oh,
And just
okay,
look 'em up.
gotcha.
It's really good.
Cool.
So
So we wrapped up episode 2.
Three.
Y'all, I skipped one. Look, don't be. He hit me, y'all. Y'all can't see that. So episode 3 of Polite Fishing Podcast.
Guys, this was fun. Thank you guys for coming.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Thank you. So every episode, we want to make sure you just tune in. You can look us up on YouTube at Polite Fiction Podcast. No space, no caps. Okay? And you can also find us on any major platform, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and tune in. Every episode, we hope you get a new perspective from a new guest. And you remember that we can't clean in the dark. Peace.